I'm Pat Mayo with the quick DraftKings preview for the 2021 Zurich Classic. This is the first year that DraftKings has actually provided daily fantasy contests for the Zurich Classic, so there's a few things that you need to know. There are 80 teams in the field. The top 35 in ties are going to make the cut. Each team has 2 members, and on DraftKings, you can only take 1 member of each team. But that 1 member will accrue points for the entire team. So if you take Patrick Cantlay, you get Xander Schauffele and Patrick Cantlay together. So you can only take 1 member from each team while filling out your team of 6. Just keep that in mind. Also, there is a different format for this alternating days. So rounds 1 and rounds 3 are best ball. So the best score from the individual on that hole will be accounted for the team score. In rounds 2 and rounds 4, it's going to be alternate shot where one guy hits, then the next guy hits, then the next guy comes back and he hits 2. So that's going to be rounds 2 and 4. That is the most difficult of the formats. Best balls is just going to be an absolute birdie fest. So for picks this week, this format kind of throws everything out of whack in terms of who's a favorite and who's not. I actually don't mind fading everyone who is over $10,000. Now, you're going to have some teams that do well out of that range, but you can build a pretty balanced lineup either way. If I was going to go with one team above $10,000, it would be Mark Leishman and Cameron Smith at $11,100 on DraftKings. I just look at 2 guys who are very good at scrambling, can really putt and dial in their irons. Both not very good off the tee, but looking into the numbers, that doesn't mean a whole lot at TPC Louisiana. Both really good on long par 3s as well. There are 4 of them on the course this week. So I prefer to go a bit more balanced. So we'll start in the $9,000 range with Victor Hovland and Christoph Ventura, college teammates, both Norwegian, and this is about as cheap as you're going to find Victor Hovland, regardless of who his partner is, and we've seen good players with perceived weaker partners do really well at this event. Tommy Fleetwood did it with Chris Paisley, not that big of a deal for him. After that, Harold Varner, Brendan Grace, $9,600. Keegan Bradley and Brendan Steele at $9,300, and then the Euro team of Tom Lewis and Thomas Peters at $9,200. All very viable options this week. Grayson Varner being my favorite of the bunch. The 8Ks, this is where I really like, guys. My favorite team of the week, obviously, going to be Kevin Kisner and Scott Brown. 60-1 in the betting market, only $8,700 on DraftKings. They are the team that plays the most together. They play at their local club games. They played in this tournament every single year. They've never finished worse than 15th. They are a very fair price this week. You can even start your team if you wanted with them. I wouldn't say that. No one is a lock in a weird tournament like this, and regardless of how they're playing, they are just a fantastic team who complements each other's skill set really well. Just like Charlie Hoffman and Nick Watney, they're $8,400. They've never missed the cut as a team as this event, and Watney is horrible on the PGA Tour these days. Charlie, not so much. He's been great over the past 6 weeks or so, but together as a team, they continue to get it done year after year. A bit more volatility than Brown and Kisner, but still very viable options too. Then you have Wyndham Clark and Eric Van Rooyen at $8,200, and my personal, just sentimental favorite team of Justin Suh and Doug Ghim at $8,100. The Ghim Reaper continues to play well on Pete Dye courses. This is a Pete Dye course, so just lock those guys into your lineup. Then you can drop all the way down to $7,500 with Chase Seifert and Matthew Neesmith. Or if you want to pivot onto a low-owned play, Nick Taylor and Martin Laird are both $7,300 as well. Those are 2 good options. If you want to go scumming down in the 6s for some scrubs, Bryce Garnett and Scott Stallings both rate out really well on these longer par 3s. Stallings has had good finishes in this event, and Garnett's just playing really well recently. No one's using them. They're a team to look at. David Herman and Seamus Power, a team that just plays together really well in this tournament every single year, despite neither one of them being all that good. It's just a wonky event. And then if you really need to go down to the bottom, I actually like Hank Lebioda and Bronson Burgoon at $6,300. If you're trying to jam in a lot of top price guys, you don't need to go this low, but if you do, there is a team down there that you can use that can make birdies in bunches. Those are the quick picks for the Zurich Classic. My cheat sheet is available up on DKPlaybook.com along with my preview for the tournament, and for a full field breakdown, head on over to the Mayo Media Network YouTube channel for that show right now. I'm Pat Mayo.